Roma,
You did it?
Roma,
Is it?
Roma,
Pick up.
Gaga umala, lama lama gaga umlala. Why'd you write romance?
I fell from a mountain of Mount Evite. I fell. Wait, I something talking flower in a pot.
I want
Explains
your
the
love.
plot. Once
Love,
beat
love,
dead,
love.
once beat a rot. Torio saves me, takes me to her home, and hooks me up with a brand new monster foe. Leaves me alone, but I escape and meet some bones.
Hey,
Should I kill them? Or should I use my fists? Think I'll be evil, think I'll kill them all. I'm homicidal and I gotta something. I want to.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Gabe? What Homa did you think Holic was going to say they are?
Welcome.
Welcome
Hey.
to Knuckle Bandwidth.
I thought
Hello, everyone.
What? What did you think?
they were gonna say they were the fourth guest.
Oh
On
yeah.
Knuckle- on Knuckle
We're gonna work.
Bandwidth,
We're gonna work to the intro. We're gonna work to the
Okay.
intro.
of course.
Fourth, right? Fourth. We got that locked in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Knuckle Bandwidth. This is the fourth episode of Knuckle Week. Hello, everyone. It is good to see you. Hopefully on this fine Monday morning, or Monday, whatever.
Probably afternoon.
Or if you're watching this after the day of the release, fake fan. All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Might as well click off already.
Okay,
Don't click off. Don't do
please
that.
Don't
Don't
click
do it.
off. Don't click
Hello,
off.
everyone. I am Ezekiel Nolan. Joining me today is
Diego Villasenor.
and the greedy gulper.
He's gonna laugh.
Greedy Gulper.
What?
Greedy gulper, Gabriel. And joining us today, an artist of ill repute, a fantastic human being, a wonderful actor, an award winner. We have
Holic Oliquiano.
yes.
Woo. Oh, you're gassing
Award
me.
winning.
You're gassing me up right now.
Award winning.
Award winning,
Yes.
Danny. Award winning for your role as Pugsley, right?
Yes, Pugsley.
Yes, Pugsley Adams from the Adams Family. How was that, Holic? I was nominated, you know.
Yeah, you were. Weren't you nominated too?
No,
Could have been
Wait a
me.
minute.
I was the only member of
Should
the
have been me if
main
you asked me.
cast of Adams, like that main two families, to not
Yeah.
be nominated.
Wait, that's messed up.
Wow.
They scalped me.
Bummer.
They
It's
scalped
okay.
me
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
this
You're
year.
gonna get one this year.
this year.
I'm manifesting it for you.
Sky Masterson.
I
Yes.
genuinely think Sky Masterson. That's your shot, dude.
Thank you.
I think you have a good chance with Francis too.
But I also have
Francis is very fun to play.
Yeah.
I've missed quite a few shows, so I'm not sure if
Dude,
I've heard good things about Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde was
Oh, yeah?
crazy.
So
Crazy.
that might be your main competition.
Well, I was
this
gonna
year.
say that I've always said that I think that one's gonna take it for main, like main character. What is it? Lead character, something like that.
Something
like
like
that.
that. I'm excited
sick.
for Footloose
male
and,
lead in a musical.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Footloose too.
and
too.
Anastasia.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well, everyone, we're recording this episode on a Friday. It will be releasing on a Monday, which means it will be marking the beginning of most people's weeks. But for us, the end of our week.
True.
So I want to ask everyone here:
Yes.
how was your week?
What is wrong with you?
Beautifully put, Gabe.
What is wrong with you?
Beautifully put. May I say that may be more words than you've said in prior episodes
No, it's-
combined.
It's true. I'm gonna say a few more.
Can you like do it like SpongeBob?
Any dedicated Gabriel fans that are here?
Really
This-
getting fed.
This is a monumental. Wow. Wow. Gabriel, are
I
you
don't even know if that picked up on the microphone.
are you finally out of your slump?
Slump?
Your slump.
You were in a bit of a.
Oh no.
Dude, I think he's dying.
He traded his mental illness for real illness.
Yeah.
I don't think they got traded. I think he added both.
Yeah, well, Diego, how was your week?
You know, it was actually pretty good. We had Monday off. We had Monday
Yeah.
off. That was good. That
Sorry.
previous
Wanted
weekend
to
was
get
kind of
another one
mid.
out.
Well, the closing night was really good, but I had a terrible headache,
Yeah, but
terrible
the
head pain,
conversation
so
never
I
rules.
slept for
Just
most
go right
of it.
into it.
But this week itself was
Thank you.
actually pretty good. Not that I can tell you what happened, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I know what this guy did.
Yesterday, Thursday the 13th, I believe, I wrote an entire stage play in a single day, a span of 13 and a half hours. I wrote 26 pages. Masterclass, may I say. In
Absolute cinema.
in brilliance, in excellence.
Okay, he turned into Trump.
Get Scorsese here. Get Scorsese. He'll love
Bring
it.
him in.
He'll bring him in. Bring
Bring him
him in. Get Scorsese here.
People.
You know, every person that does a Trump impression, they think if they do the hands enough, it'll make you stop thinking about how bad their impression is. And it's right. They're right. And that's what we say. We like that. But I had a really good week. You know, I got a lot done. Before we recorded this, I did a lot of yard work. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. There's still dirt stains on my white t-shirt.
Nice.
Only one of 2 white t-shirts I own, and that is sullied. So
Really? You only own 2 white t-shirts?
if you ever see me wear a white t-shirt 3 days in a row,
Send help.
just know it's a stinker.
Yeah.
See, this
Oh,
is the only
goodness.
info you get on this podcast. You guys should share
Please
to
don't.
other people.
I'm gonna buy more white t-shirts now,
And-
just that way that information is irrelevant by Monday.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna go to
Nice.
Michael's and I'm gonna buy a 12 pack of white t-shirts. You know, you can get a t-shirt for $3 at Michael's. That's
Oh,
a
I
pro
didn't.
tip. That's a pro tip.
Go to Michael's.
Go to Michael's. They sell like nice cotton t-shirts. They're probably supposed to be for projects or whatever, but it's $3 a t-shirt and like $10 for like a long sleeve or a hoodie or whatever.
I've never owned a proper like clean white t-shirt. I don't have a single white t-shirt.
Why did you feel the distinction was necessary for clean white t-shirt?
Well, I mean, like,
Can you tell us about your dirty white t-shirts?
well, I mean it in the sense where it was a graphic tee. The only white shirt I've had was like a graphic tee, and it was like,
Oh, so you mean clean slate?
yes, clean slate. Yeah,
Okay.
it was like I got it when I was like in 5th grade. I went to like Hot Topic with my dad, and I saw this shirt, and it was like this like those Japanese like paintings with like the tsunami, the waves and stuff, but it was like in
That's actually my phone case.
It is.
My phone
Yes.
case has that exact design.
yes, it's that, but it was in a noodle bowl, like ramen noodle bowl. I can't wear it anymore though. I lost it,
Oh.
and it does not fit me.
First piece of clothing Holic's ever outgrown.
No, it's like the 17th probably.
One of my only white T-shirts is being hung up there.
Yeah,
You
can't
yeah.
see it.
We actually use Gabe's white t-shirt
As a diffuser.
as a diffuser for the floodlight we use to wash us out. You may notice a slight difference between early KBW episodes to the more recent ones. There's a bit more fill on us now because I've set up a spotlight with the masterful distinction of Gabriel's t-shirt draped over it.
Yep.
Yes.
Sometimes I
great.
look at it for too long. Like I look out towards the cameras and I see that, and I look back at you guys, and there is a rectangle burned in my vision where Diego's face is.
Yeah. I didn't even look at it for that long, and I haven't.
Yeah, no. That thing's their son, basically.
If you put like
Sun as in
That's the most
the
sun Gabe
celestial
gets.
body, not
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
if you put like different like
parental.
colored shirts on it, do you think it'd like change the color?
It would
Slightly.
Maybe.
slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Just because the bulb itself is so powerful,
Oh,
you
I
need like
see.
actual
bulb.
gel. The bulb.
a bulb.
You want to talk about what you did right before we started recording?
Oh my goodness! I had a feast. I feasted greedily before this. His greed sickens me.
I have a video.
Holic does have a video. Maybe we could play that in like 5 times speed while I talk.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
I got served a plate with a heaping mountain of pasta, about half of a full steak, and a serving of green beans with a can of poppy probiotic soda. I could see one on the ground. That's why I looked down so I could read it. I had all that there, and I told Diego,
Not sponsored.
they're not sponsored, but it was good. I told Diego, time this. and I ate
I did.
all of it. And what was it? 650.
650, yeah, because it was sub 7 minutes.
The full drink. How many ounces is that, Gabe? Can you read that out for us?
Yes.
I think it's what are these 30.
What's the usual ounce count on a soda can?
This one says 12.
Okay,
Way
so
over.
12 ounces. Well, because a water bottle is like 12.9. I think.
What's 32?
I don't.
What's
My,
a
wa-
32
I thought it
my
was
ounce?
water
16.
bottle is 32. 32 ounces is a liter.
Oh,
That's a
why I
little
thought of it.
little knowledge for you guys. 32 ounces is a liter, and 64 is a 2 liter, like your average soda bottle. Well,
Oh.
not average, but
Well,
the big
you're
ones.
2 liters.
Yeah.
Actual 2 liters.
Well,
I
I was
get-
served this beautiful harvest, this
No.
bountiful meal.
No.
One moment.
I'll give the stage to you in 1 second, Hawk, because I know you want to yap. I'm not the only yapper here today.
No, I was.
I started down in 650, and by the time I was done, my belt was bursting off my belly.
was bursting.
My belt was bursting off my belly.
my
God,
belly
I was
big
getting
and
bloated.
bloated
It was so big and
burden.
bald and bloated and bulbous.
Can I curse?
Yes.
Yeah.
So fucking big.
Whoa!
So
Holy!
Are you serious?
you try it.
No, you can curse. Just try to avoid slurs. I think that's the good rule of thumb for podcast making.
I'm not going to say that.
Hey, fun fact. I'm queer. I'm
What?
trans.
See, February.
I'm non-binary.
Yes.
I can say, oh, I'm also Filipino. I'm Asian.
Okay, Holic, calm down.
I'm sure you can say a lot of things, Alec, but
Holic,
please
I
don't
can-
say them.
wait. Wait.
I can say a lot of things right now. I'm not going to.
It's true.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's just
Gabe, you can say
the
it
info
too.
is true.
You're
For
like
the
a-
first time I've
see
seen
what?
Zeke horrified
Alec,
on
you're
this
like
podcast.
you're like a ticking time bomb in a bomb-shaped package.
Yeah?
What slurs
You know,
do I get? as a
Always, it's always
Filipino?
with these circular or short
Oh.
and stout.
Yeah, circular and short stout, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
You remember
Your
what we
belt
were...
was bursting.
My belt was bursting off my belly, dude. Oh my god.
You remember
Gabriel, your
earlier?
parents are fantastic cooks.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Like,
shame you won.
If my dad's watching this, you're
Nothing.
better.
You know what?
If Gabe's parents are watching this, you're better.
You'll have to don't stop the recording and go back to rewatch it. Okay.
What were you about to do?
Sorry, he's just.
You didn't hear what I said.
What
He was
was-
gonna stop the recording and go back and re-listen.
Wait.
To which part?
So I could hear what he said to me.
I said it's a shame you aren't.
Gabriel, I
No,
said,
yeah, it's.
or are you saying what he said or what I said? Okay. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because what I said is what after is what you said.
This is a completely useless bit of dialogue. Gabe, make the noise. All right. I put it back in course. Holic, you had something you were just jumping and bursting to
Bursting.
say a second ago.
Bursting
at the
seams.
Do you remember, like, the conversation we were having earlier today in 6th period?
We have a lot
Where-
of conversations in this period.
Well, yes, I think... Wait, I don't think you were there for
You're
it.
too
Wait,
Joe Cool
you
saying
weren't there. One of the kids there, they had this... They were gifted the giant teddy bear.
yes.
Um,
When I first saw it, I smacked it in the face, and then the owner went like, "Don't do that."
yeah, no, I...
There's something in
You
my
weren't
eye.
there for it, but, like, every time I see a very, like, plump pet and or, like,
Plump
stuffed...
pat.
stuffed animal.
So big and
so plump.
So big and
plump and bloated.
Every,
Oh, Teddy.
no, every time I look at, like, those things, I'm like, it's so fat. It's so,
So friggin'
fat.
fat. This Teddy isn't tiny at all.
And, like, don't body shame him. And I was like, I can reclaim it. I'm fat. Like,
Don't body shame me, or do if you want.
no, it's...
Licks a piece of lint from my belly button.
I've never understood that. Does lint really collect?
Have you never had that?
I've never had that.
Really?
I've
Never had-
that either.
But
Okay.
my
It depends on
my
the type
belly
of.
button is also not. It's not like a full outie, but it's also it doesn't. There's
Let's
not
do a full
enough.
poll real quick.
There's not enough.
Who here's
depth.
an innie and who here's an outie? Because I haven't met an outie in a really long time. I think it's like
What
this
the
kind
hell
of
does that
conspiracy.
mean?
You don't
Are
know
you
what
serious?
innies and outies
Wait, you
are?
don't know what that is?
Are you serious?
Are you fucking serious?
This guy's belly is.
I have no belly.
Gabe lifts up his shirt and it's just like clean. Like there's no
That'd be
no
hilarious.
nipples,
That'd
no
be
hair,
fucking
no
hilarious.
belly button. Just
It's just skin.
Dude, where the fuck is it?
We look at
Can you
Gabe
an
and he's,
Audi?
he's an escape store mannequin.
Is where? Beep beep.
Ultimate Audi, dude.
An
What
Audi
does that
I'm
mean?
looking
is
this up.
where ultimate.
Ultimate Audi?
Is it like
If he-
like is like poking out like what?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Holic, you kind of look like an Audi.
I'm not.
Not like you have
actually.
one, but like an Audi belly button.
are you searching up what? Gabe,
Gabe, I saw you type in belly
Forward,
and
we
the,
have a
in the
laptop
thing,
under
and the
the,
things I saw as auto
the fire,
search were
right?
disgusting.
To
Picture.
record all of these microphones, obviously. But Gabe is utilizing it right now. He is not just giving Ezekiel head. He is searching
Oh.
for what an Audi is.
If only,
Oh,
dude. If only.
okay.
If only.
Wait, is
Yeah.
this one?
If he started, Diego would shove me out of the seat
Yeah,
and take
so-
my place.
So
I mean,
wait.
no, wait. Go back to the image.
We've already established that Holic would film.
Wait, so Holic, which one is?
Yeah.
So-
which one's Audi? Wait. hold on.
Well, if
No.
the page would load.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
suddenly
we're
not.
looking
back
at
to
pictures of
Google
any
he
and
Images.
Audi,
doesn't
by
know
the
Go
way.
back
what
to
an
Google
Audi is,
Images.
bro.
What's this?
Gabe, here, one
No,
second.
no, no, no.
Gabe.
Go to the.
Diego, my,
Let me
shirt,
show
my
you
shirt's
an
tucked
Audi.
in. Can you lift up your shirt and show your belly button?
I don't want to do that. That would make me really uncomfortable. I'm
Go
sorry.
to images.
Holic, show your belly.
No.
Dude, this
Maybe if it
this is like,
loads.
dude.
No.
I'm
No.
not.
Holic, please. Gosh, it's already slipping out. There's Holic's fat.
Oh wait, no, I
Holic, don't
see
show your
it.
parents this
Gabe.
episode.
I see
I
it. Holic.
would never.
Gabe. Audi.
No, I see it. I googled it.
Why do you look
Yeah.
disgusted? It's
No,
not.
look
It's
at,
this is
yes,
natural. This is
go
perfectly
to
normal.
that image.
A lot of people. I
Okay.
swear, you
So-
are right on the disappearing part. I swear, I like.
Because my brother was an Audi, and then it disappeared. My
Yeah.
other brother had a birthmark, and that disappeared too. We used to call it his
Here, I'll
third
just
nipple.
zoom in.
I think
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Remember
so
that.
that's an innie.
This one?
And that's an Audi.
Okay. Oh,
How do
that- yeah, that
birthmarks
makes
show up?
sense.
I don't know.
Thanks.
You guys have like, what is it? A mole? I think it's like a birthmark thing because I have one like
Mole?
right here, on my eyebrow.
I have a mole on my left tip.
Cool, dude.
Wow.
I don't. I only have these. These like technically, I just have spots all over my body.
Spots.
I have psoriasis.
They call me the spot.
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 The spot.
The spot.
That's awesome.
Spotter.
Spot. Spotter.
that's not the spots theme at all. But that's Miguel
Yeah.
Harris.
That is. That was a good movie.
That was a really good movie. We're
Speaking
Shamiko Moore
animated. Oh,
has
dude.
sunk the project.
Oh,
I haven't heard anything.
I
but
wanted
just
to
been
root for him
delayed.
so bad.
Speaking of animated, you were saying
Speaking of animated movies, but not movies, but animation.
yes.
Oh, like you do a little bit of drawing.
Like you're an
Uh,
You're a bit of a
artist.
drawer.
I'm a.
Bit of
I-
a drawer.
Yeah.
You're
I'm-
an artist, Holic.
Yeah.
You're like a professional artist.
I'm not
What projects have you been working on recently?
Are you in a class that requires you to draw?
Yes.
Mayhaps.
I wasn't thinking of that initially.
Oh, do you want to tell us a little about your AP art assignment, your collection?
Oh yeah,
Show me your collection.
my collection.
Your
Yeah.
collection.
It's actually on my Instagram.
Can you
I'm an
shout
innie.
that out right now? What's your
Um,
Instagram where you post your art?
It's at Holic Nico. Nicho. Holic Nico. And
Wow. That's unbelievable. That's
I know.
awesome.
It's
I
crazy.
wish I could do art. Well, like, what's your one tip, or 5, or however many you want, or 5, or 10, or 20 to aspiring artists? What would you tell them to get started and become fantastic at art like you are?
Okay, no, okay, wait. Without the voice, just do not give a fuck. I'm being so for real right now. I feel like
Grow like 20 fingers.
in like this day and age, I feel like social media especially has put a mindset onto a lot of people when it comes to the arts that like you see these great things and you think to yourself, "Oh, I can never do this. I can never amount myself to making art, to be as good as this person compared to me." But that's because you're just in the early process, dude. You're beginning. You're a beginner artist, whatever you are. You're beginning crocheting. You're sewing. You're doing anything. It doesn't just matter if it's art. Anything that you are new at, you're gonna be shit at, right? In the very beginning. And you know what? You just need to not care. You can't care about what other people think. Oh my god, I remember this. I would scroll sometimes on Instagram and I would see reels of people like I assume like beginner artists like showing their like very beginner art, like it looks like the hyperpigmentation like drawing, you know.
Hyperpigmentation.
It's like that,
I
right?
still have not seen hyperpigmentation.
Like ever? Or like the video?
I have no idea.
He doesn't know.
I saw.
It's nice.
Look, keep talking. I'm gonna look it up, and if I just shout out in like misery, you'll know. You'll know.
Okay, but it's like those drawings, right? And I'll just like look at the comments. I'll like pull them up because Instagram loves to hate, and they'll be like, your art is actual trash, stuff like that. And I'm like, that's so sad, right? I get the idea of like putting your art out there and like making it public and trying to have an audience, but I feel like what helped me the most in my time like developing my art style and learning new things about art was just being in my room alone with a sketchbook and just thinking about things that I liked, and I would just draw them.
I'm looking at hyperpigmentation. Oh my god! It looks like an eggplant.
It's
with a
nice.
tube of macaroni.
It's
on top.
nice.
It's nice.
Why is Daddy laughing?
Wait, how does it go again?
Yo, Speed, why are you
don't
laughing?
know what he talking about. That's how you say it's really good
In French.
French. You need to watch the whole video after
That's a
this.
good video.
I'll watch it afterwards. I'll
It's a
watch it
good
after.
video.
I just wanted to see the image. Wow,
Yeah.
that was
So it
interesting.
doesn't matter what level.
It doesn't matter. Genuinely, like technically, you'll never be good enough. I'm not good enough.
Will never be good enough.
I
You'll
think-
never be good enough because you'll always have something to improve on.
My
Which is also a good thing.
my weigh in on that. I feel a lot of people. I think social media has put us to a point where we put our art out there for the world. So many people are able to see this. There's such a wide, varied audience that you cannot make art for everyone
Mhm.
because there will always be someone who doesn't get it or doesn't like it or has a problem with it. So you need to create it for like, or if you're trying to appeal to an audience, choose one. Because if you tried to appeal to everyone, you made nothing. It's like if you try to mix every color and it just comes up. What is it when you mix every color? Is it brown or is
I
it
think
black?
it's brown.
It's like a brown, yeah.
Not great. Nothing against the color brown. My pants are brown.
Sorry, bro.
I have some very good friends.
Don't
that
say it. Don't say it.
Sorry.
Don't say it. Not even
I can
that.
live with myself. if
Not
I
even
didn't.
that much.
But I think I saw that.
Why
I saw
you
this.
laughing, bro? I'm watching your stream. Why are you laughing?
Speed,
Bro,
why you laughing, bro?
Ah,
Spotify
hell no.
listeners.
That's fucked up, bro.
Gabe is doing the speed face right now, trying not to laugh after what just occurred.
Continue with your tangent. Continue.
Yo, my hyper's kind of pigmentation.
Wow.
Okay, but what I was gonna say is I saw this this post the other day, and it was this really cool modern art piece. And the idea of it was a tapestry that was pinned from the top of a staircase to the bottom, and every single day the artist would walk along the stairway with I think it was pastel or a crayon or some utensil, and they would put it against the paper and they would trace their path as they walked, where their hand drifted to and where they felt like moving. On some days it would be lower, on some higher, and they would all sort of converge. They'd do that when they walked up the stairs and down the stairs every single day. And I thought it was a very interesting art piece because for every single one of those lines, you can picture that ascent and descent. It tells a very interesting story to me, and I think it's a beautiful little piece of art. I look in the comments, and even the video itself, when I saw it, was stitched with another video laughing about how it isn't art. and everyone was in agreement with that. And I think specifically modern art and abstractionist art is the easiest to point to when you talk about art that is respected. I did a study on Mark Rothko for a role. I was going to play him in the play Red duo scene with Holic, actually. And he was an abstractionist. And his paintings, even though they're just fucking rectangles, put inside rectangles, and they're just colors and they seem simple, but to me they conveyed such an intense and vivid emotion. I was studying him while I was dealing with the passing of my grandma. And when that was happening and I was looking at his art, those rectangles within rectangles meant the world to me. I could still picture. I was sitting there. It was her ashes in an urn, and a full arrangement of flowers all around. And there was this bright green, almost nauseating green cloth over the table. We were in front of the grave we had picked out for her, and there was a million different colors of flowers, and there was just the low earthen tone brown of the vase. It was a beautiful vase. And I remember looking at it and seeing the bright colors and the dull ones set against it. And all I could think was that it looked exactly like a Rothko. And his art and his philosophies really helped me through that time in my life. So I think the hatred against abstractionism, art like that specifically, and hate against any art that people don't get, so they immediately hate on. The halftime show that just happened at the Super Bowl, another great example.
Yep.
People hate it because they don't understand it. If you're not willing to work with the artist, if you expect art to be spoon-fed to you, or be exactly what you want to see, then you're never going to see great art. And great artists shouldn't waste their time.
Oh yeah.
Trying to appeal to that.
Yeah.
Well
That
said, Ezekiel.
sorry.
I agree.
Sorry. That reminded me of this one piece. That
Dun, 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 dun.
Can we get
Dun, dun, dun,
The swap
dun, dun.
that you have on this podcast, Ezekiel, is hilarious because you go from like these philosophical, seminamical, atomical thoughts, talking about the genuine passing of your grandma, and then Holic goes, One Piece.
No, Holic, you said that, and every single second of One Piece that I have ever watched, I only watched 100 episodes out of the 1,300 at this point. They all blasted through my memory. It was like, you know that one clip of Ultron getting grabbed by Vision, and Vision beams like
Yeah.
a flashbang into his head. People use it as like a meme format to show like whole movies in the span of a second.
it's like Ratatouille.
That happened in my head. You said One Piece, and I saw everything I knew about One Piece in an instant. It's all I'm going to be able to think about for the next 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
So please, all of you yap while I just sit here in silence and go, Straw Hats.
It's really funny because the art piece I was going to talk about is actually very sad. So in this museum there is a pile of candy that will always be in the corner
Oh my God,
of a
dude.
room. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my
And
God.
it's dedicated to his partner who died during the AIDS crisis.
Yes. Okay. So people will go into like
what
parts
you're
of the
talking about.
museum and see this pile of candy.
I don't think Gabe does either.
in the corner of the room, and people are allowed to take like that as much candy as they'd like. And at the end of the day, the staff will refill it. And the meaning behind it, right? You like, a lot of people will like go, hey, this is just like a pile of candy in the corner of a room. This doesn't mean anything, right? And it's I don't remember the name of the guy who made that piece, but it was dedicated, like Zeke said, to his partner, his lover, during the AIDS crisis, during that whole period of like a lot of queer people dying. And the weight of the candy is exactly what he weighed at when he was healthy. And as people take the candy throughout the day, the weight disappears, and it's supposed to like represent the deterioration of his health and his weight.
And how
As-
because of the people's attitude towards gay people and during the AIDS crisis and how the government handled it, showing that people literally contributed to his death.
Yeah.
Did you see the art piece? It's a fan preserved.
No.
It's a glass or something like plexiglass type material. It's a box, and inside is a fan that is constantly plugged in and blowing. And if I remember the story correctly, someone correct me if I'm wrong. But it was the only item that wasn't repossessed from a man who had died during that crisis home. I believe it was during that crisis or a similar time. So it's to show that everything was taken, and it was sort of everything he was dissolved and taken away like it was nothing, besides one piece that was left untouched. I hope the wonderful, beautiful artists who have told these stories through their artworks see this episode one day, and they see me relegate the terrible incidents that are the passing of their loved ones and say One Piece afterwards. They slap me in the face. I am so sorry. I can't help it. I really can't.
You know, on the topic of those like abstract pieces that not everyone will understand, what do you think about what's it called? There's this type of art form, performative art. Like not performance art as in like theater, right?
I know
But-
what you're talking about.
But art in which it involves a usually a human but a moving element.
Yes. There's this one piece that I remember reading about. What's going on with you?
Dun dun dun
Oh no.
dun dun dun
Oh,
dun.
no.
Dun,
This keeps happening. This just keeps happening.
Gabe, what's going on with you?
Da
I
da
feel like
da 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 dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun dun da dun dun.
you're like shadow boxing there. I saw you. You're like
So it's Drums of Liberation.
yeah.
Luffy's
Oh, I see.
or no, that might be Overtaken. That's Overtaken. Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry.
Right, but
Big fan.
there's this one
I'm sure-
performance.
If Angel watches this episode, Kuna, don't you dare think about jumping that
Don't do
fence.
it. Don't do
Kuna,
it.
go,
Don't do it.
go. No.
Go away.
Viewers,
She's
if
just-
you watched the previous episode with
Well, by then it won't be a
Kuna.
spoiler.
Oh yeah.
well, I can't say it here.
True, because it will be a spoiler to you, and if you hear, we'll have to kill you.
I've already watched that.
No, you haven't.
No,
Wait.
it's coming out tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow, Friday.
Mhm.
Today's Friday, so tomorrow's Saturday.
We've
Yeah.
recorded 4 episodes before.
Nah.
No, but I'm sure if Angel watches this episode, he's gonna hear me say the wrong song name, and he's gonna walk up to me like I'm gonna get off the bus, and he's gonna be standing like this. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Angel," he'd be like, "Kidding me?"
Spotify listeners, that was a visual gag that you will have to tune into the YouTube
That was
video to watch.
the if you're aware of the what's it called, the through the eyebrows stare. Who did The
Kubrick.
Shining? The Kubrick stare. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, the cube.
That's my one contribution to the conversation that's been happening for the
Thank
past.
you. I am so sorry, both of you guys.
No, it's
This
okay.
has been such an artsy fartsy discussion.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm not done yet though. Right?
That's what I was trying to.
Because
Alright, go ahead.
there's this one performance art piece done by a woman, right? Where she would stand in the middle of a blank room with a table with an assortment of items. And it goes from like a rose to like a rose or a letter or a piece of paper to of tape to like guns, knives, like lethal items. And there is an audience, and it's for 24 hours. She would sit there and endure anything that they do to her, and it starts like really, really tame,
Innocent,
right?
yeah.
the
yes,
audience
very-
the audience starts by testing the boundaries. They might brush up against her, or touch her hair, or
Yeah.
maybe they'll use if there's like a feather or something like that, they'll use something like that.
Yeah, and eventually people would start
Gabe, watch your drink.
kissing her, touching her.
Hello, Kuna.
They'll bring
Spotify
knives, they'll
listeners,
start
Kuna's here.
cutting her and stuff like that. And it got to a point where it was just straight up harassment. Like straight up genuine harassment. It was inhumane, right? And it said at the end of the experiment, when she stood up after those 12 or 24 hours, everyone ran away from her because they realized, or they had that realization that this is a real human being, that they did all those things to her, and that there are consequences for that kind of thing. And you know what? I think that really, I think it also really reflects like how social media is as well, with like that sort of like hater mindset. If you get what I mean?
Yeah, no. People as I guess lame as it sounds, people really do whatever they want when the screen is shielding them from real consequences.
No, absolutely.
It's wild. I think it's appalling. I think it's genuinely like
I forget who said it, but I thought it was a really brilliant quote for its simplicity. The quote was, "People have gotten far too comfortable with saying whatever they want without the consequence of being punched in the face."
yeah.
It's true.
It's like dehumanizing in a way, right?
I think it strips away something, because at the same time that they've gotten too comfortable being able to say whatever they want without that consequence being punched in the face in this example, the people who would normally we could have just sat down for audio listeners, very cute, right? People who would normally face a consequence for their action, I've gotten far too used to not being punched in the face. The people that would have acted against it, I mean, I don't have that anymore. I like, if I was born 30 years ago, maybe I would punch someone in the face if they said something like that. But I think I have effectively been defanged from a lifetime at this point of non-exposure to those more violent elements. Besides like play fighting with my brothers and my dad, I've never gotten into a fight. I've never been shoved into a locker. Remember when I was in 6th grade, some people that were in high school at the time, they made up the story that I would be shoved in a trash can on my first day there. That obviously never fucking happened, but I kind of wish it had, because that's a way better story than, yeah, I never got into a fight in high school. Boring.
Boring.
Lame.
But I feel like but there's a lot to learn from that, you know? Because even though you haven't personally gotten into a fight, there's people that have, and they've made stories, they've made movies, they've made all these different kinds of art of their experiences, of real things that happen to them. I especially think of like war movies, like
Yeah.
like true stories and all that talk about those kinds of things, because you get a glimpse into like what people have like really experienced back then. And it may be different now, but it's almost like a cautionary tale, you know? Because at the end of the day, the things that we should learn from history is to just be kind and be
Yeah.
and love, and not let stupid stuff like war, hate, violence, etc. get to you. I guess Kuna.
Kuna is staring like, well, she stopped now, but she was staring right into my soul.
She is really really needy.
She's being really sweet right now. There's been a few times we come over here and she's been, I wouldn't say violent by any means, but she's been
Go for your cherry limeade.
less than nice.
Oh, okay.
But right now she's just being a total sweetheart.
Spills all over the
Would you guys say you're more of a cat or a dog person?
dog.
I've only ever been around dogs, but
This is also why.
I mean, the times I've been around cats, I've liked them. Also because I'm allergic to dogs and I've been petting her the entire time.
Well, that'll do it.
Can we tell each other what kind of vibe we give off, cat or dog?
Holic, what would our personas be?
Well, we've talked about this already, like before, but okay, because Diego, I
Well,
think
there's two new voices here, two new personas, and two new perspectives on the whole discussion.
True.
Really?
Yes, Kuna.
We have a fifth
Whoa.
guest right now.
whoa,
Kuna
wanna say
is
something?
being so
Kuna speak?
Wow, girl.
Speak?
You're being a lot.
She doesn't know anything.
I think she's trying to tell us something.
What are you trying to
She's
tell
been
us?
here for far too long.
I think she's telling us.
You need to leave now. Save yourselves. The sun
like
is
a-
going to explode.
It's like the Guardians of the Galaxy
There's
films. We've been
bombs!
around her long enough. We can understand her talking now. It's like
Yeah.
Groot.
Groot.
Yeah. Well, for one, Diego has to be a bear, but also
Yes.
I can alternatively see a palace cat.
Yes, I can
Yeah,
definitely see
little-
Palace Cat.
Zeke, it's obvious. You're either a Labrador or a golden retriever. There's no stopping that. You're
Fantastic.
some little fuck
Farewell,
ass
Kuna.
mutt.
I was
Goodbye,
thinking
Kuna.
an ostrich.
An
Why?
ostrich.
Oh, that's a.
I like
that's a unique
ostrich.
one.
That's
That's
a
a
new
unique
one.
one.
That's a pull.
But I see
Wow.
it.
I
do
see,
see
I
it, too.
see that. Wow. Gabe, that was good, dude.
She's gone.
Gabe is either like,
Gabe's words are quality over quantity.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Thanks.
Gabe will be silent for like 20 minutes of the podcast and he'll be like,
Zeke, you're an ostrich.
and then we're blown away
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
by these
it takes
astounding
so
levels of
little.
wisdom. I think, Gabriel,
To
personally,
impress us.
I believe you would be a newt.
Newt?
I see it. Wait.
Yeah.
Because my thought process was either like something small. So like I was thinking like rodents, like small like reptiles.
I don't see rodent though. I don't know what it is about you, but I've never even seen you swim, I don't think, but I could see you as an amphibious creature.
Thanks.
Maybe a sea slug.
You've seen him swim.
When?
Oh, I have, yeah.
I'm racking my
At one
brain.
time when I was like,
He was.
yeah, I'll swim at your party.
Yeah. That was one. It was one time.
My God,
It
you're
was
right.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
You're
you,
right.
you grabbed me and
I remember
jumped
that.
into the water while
Was
yes.
I was helpless and
That's so true.
When was this? Was this like
his
I-
birthday party.
I remember it specifically because I remember like something like that happened, and Gabe got up out of. He's like, "Dude, I don't even know how to swim." And I'm like, "What are you doing here?" Like, I was like, "What?"
No, I was in the water and I was like,
You good? You good, man? You good?
No, it's really great.
I can't swim.
Guys, I have a swimming pool. It's really great throwing swim parties because there's always that one person that shows up and then goes, "Yeah, I don't want to swim." So we spend the entire party
You
just
try to make them.
we're either trying to make them, or eventually we just feel bad for swimming while they're just standing there. So we all get out of the pool and like the swimming just stops.
Yeah.
So this year, Gabe, you need to swim.
hey, I swam last year.
He did. Is this the new wave?
Gabe,
The
do you
new
know-
trend?
Wave, like in the water.
I can know what now.
Swimming.
wait, can we do like the wave like the
Yes, we can do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
all right,
yeah,
Gabe.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Who's
Wait,
first?
It's gonna be me.
it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Spotify
okay.
listeners, that went great.
Spotify
That
listeners,
was
fantastic.
awesome.
Here,
Spotify
I'll
listeners,
give you an
Kuna is back
auditory
again.
representation of what that looked like.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I know. It
That was a
like
really
that.
good auditory impersonation. Can we all do a wave?
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. Kuna's back, by the way.
Oh.
Okay.
Gabe's had some flourish on it.
Oh,
Guys, are you more of a beach or a mountains person?
mountains.
Mountains?
I
I've
hate
only-
the beach.
I've only been to the mountains like once. I did
All
like
hates
it
the
though.
beach because they're an escape buoy.
No, it's because I hate sand.
Okay, Anakin.
I've never watched Star Wars.
You've never watched Star Wars?
Nope.
Me neither.
Your butt out of my
Every time
face.
someone tells me they haven't watched Star Wars,
I hate them.
I'm not even like a Star Wars fan. Like I watched all the movies like once. I was a Star Wars fan in like 6th grade. Like I was really into it, and I haven't been since. But like, it's like one of those pieces of media that is so integral. It's like if you say you've never watched Indiana Jones.
I've never Indiana Jones.
Holic, how are you even like as much of a dad figure as you are? I'm actually gonna say you've never listened to any dad rock.
Buddy. Limp Bizkit. And Guns N' Roses. Actually,
Buddy.
the Guns N' Roses.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp
Like,
Bizkit.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
No.
Me neither.
I have a confession. Hong Kong.
Beep, beep.
I have a confession.
Yeah?
I've mentioned this a few times to various friends, but I'm airing it out here. I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake nerd. I have never watched nor read Lord of the Rings.
Guys, you gotta watch, Lord.
I really need to. So the thing is,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
read
cool.
The Hobbit 6 times. I love The Hobbit. That was like one of my childhood books growing up. I've read The Hobbit repeatedly for years. And I'm
Repeatedly.
reading the Silmarillion currently, which is the grand prequel that establishes the mythos and the cosmology of Tolkien's world.
Go, Kuna.
But
Kuna, go.
I remember
Kuna,
very distinctly.
Kuna,
Kuna, go, go, go,
go.
Go
go,
to the sun.
go,
Go into the distance.
Go.
Kuna, go, Kuna, no, go,
Nah.
go.
She's so sad.
Oh, you look so cute. It is breaking my heart, but you need to go.
Kuna,
need to go.
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 Go. Hey,
Go.
No.
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 Go.
Kuna,
No,
go.
go.
Spotify listeners, Kuna is
Spotify listeners, Kuna is a
Una.
a needy baby.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it.
crybaby over here.
Right.
Go.
Get
Out.
She's gonna
Go.
She's gonna bite me at this point.
get out.
Don't do a dramatic look back. I swear. Okay, thank
Okay,
goodness.
she did.
Oh,
I
okay,
totally
okay.
thought she was.
I really thought
Knowing
she
how
was.
dramatic she is, oh, I thought she just came back out.
Me
again.
too. Okay.
Okay, we gotta maximize this time.
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Where she sheds
Okay,
everywhere.
so
again.
Lord of the Rings, I tried to read it once because I had read The Hobbit so many times and I loved The Hobbit, and I was like, I need to do it. I need to finally read Lord of the Rings. So I started reading Lord of the Rings. Okay, I wasn't entirely truthful about saying I've never read it. I read The Fellowship of the Ring. I don't remember a single thing because it was it
Yeah.
was so. I read it and I started and I was like, oh, so this is just like The Hobbit, but like cooler. Like it does even more stuff, right? And I was like, oh god, it's just The Hobbit, but longer and meant for adults.
yeah,
And then
so it's boring.
well, it's a very good book. Obviously, it wouldn't be so famous if it wasn't.
Boring.
But I was a kid at the time, so like, I thought I was a genius because I had read like all of Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, and all that. And then I started trying to read Lord of the Rings, and I was like, oh, this isn't a kid's book at all.
What was the hardest read you've had to get through? Not
Ever?
not had, but like yeah, the hardest read that you've been like you've read through it and you're like, man, that was tough. That was tough.
Aragon.
What is Aragon?
Aragon, if you've probably seen it at some point, it's a blue book with a blue dragon on the cover, and the
Mm.
title is just Aragon and like slightly
Yeah,
golden
that,
letters
like-
usually.
Fancy text.
My grandma, she gave me a. Are you smelling vapor rub right now?
Bro.
While I'm telling a story about my deceased
Yeah.
grandma.
Go
I would
ahead.
love a hit.
Hey, give me a hit. Give me a hit.
Yeah?
You owe it to me at this point.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
beautiful. You want a hit, Gabe?
You want to hit?
Of course
I think
I
you
do.
need a hit, Gabe.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
Oh, dude, Gabe. From my perspective, it looked like you stuck your whole finger in it, and I was gonna lose my mind, dude. Oh man, man.
Okay. Dude, what was I saying? Yes.
Aragon.
My grandma gave me her copy of Aragon, and I was like, "Wow, thank you, Grandma. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna love it," because she knew I was into books and she knew I was into reading.
It's the way I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna love it. I'm on it. It sounded like such like a beginning like adventure game dialogue.
I was like, I'm gonna love this book, Grandma. And then
1,000-yard stare.
I got to the other end of the book, and I was like, oh my god,
It's like-
that
it's like-
sucked.
It's like the 1,000-yard stare, dude.
No, because it was the book was written in such a way, and I only remember the vaguest details of it because I read it like a lifetime ago.
yeah.
But oh my god, it was like the book was building up for the entire time, and it was like the slowest ramp up to anything for the entire book, and at the very end it gets interesting. And I read it and I was like, wow, that ended really strong. Maybe I should read the next book. And I pick up the next book and I think, but what if it's the exact same thing where it just sucks for like 400 pages and then it gets good at the last for like 50? And I just looked at it and I was like, meh.
Yeah.
My grandma was like, do you want the other books? And I was like, love you, Grandma. No, but that was a very tough read for me. I talked to Mr. Riley about it once. I told him it was the toughest book I'd ever gone through. He was like, well, I liked it.
Well,
But,
of course he did.
I loved it. It was great.
I need Mr. Riley to watch this.
I think the book, well, the only book, I've read very few books for
Yeah.
context, but you said that, and the first thing that came to mind was Feed, because a lot of people did not like Feed,
Yeah.
and I loved Feed.
Feed, very brilliant book.
Phenomenal book.
I've never heard of it until now.
It's really, I hadn't heard of it either until we had to read it for a class assignment.
Thank you, Mrs. Curry.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Courier. I love that book to bits.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic. It's a great perspective on like youth culture and just culture as a whole. I feel I thought it was fantastic.
It was
done.
phenomenal. These
Um,
kids in the future,
Yeah.
like,
Give the synopsis.
is this a future? Like, how future was this future? I
It
forgot.
was like a solid like 300, 400 years.
Yeah. So these kids in future are like frat type. I would explain. That's how I would
Yeah, I'd
think.
say
Kind
frat,
of. They're
yeah.
kind of like frat.
I don't think any of them have gone to school.
They
but
were definitely not.
frats.
They were not very. They're not very smart. But they're your typical teens in the future. And main guy named Titus, right?
Yeah.
The whole book basically starts off with him and his boys, and some girls there too. But they're there, him and his gang, his squad. They're on this trip to, it was the moon, right?
Yeah, they were on the moon.
They're on this trip to the moon. And Titus meets this girl named Violet, who completely flips his sort of worldview because she's not like the other girls. And
She only got, so in Feed everyone's connected by these neural implants
Mhm.
that
called a feed.
that gives them the titular feed.
Yeah.
So they're able to just superimpose upon their reality just a constant influx of ads and entertainment, and it reads into your brain and shows you what you want 5 seconds before you know you want it.
Mhm.
So it just constantly drowns out your senses, and it's nothing but visuals and positive stimuli and a feedback loop that never ends. And most people get this at birth or very early after birth, because the later you get it, the higher at risk you are. Violet, the main girl of the story, she got it very late in life, and she got a very old model too, because her father is a history professor,
Mhm.
one of the last teachers that still teaches anything.
Actually teaches, yeah.
And he's adamantly against feed technology because he's the only person with half a brain in the entire novel besides
Yeah.
Violet herself.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is, well, they meet. She flips his kind of worldview, and then the rest of the book is mainly about Titus's experience, like, I guess in the next next months, kind of years,
Yeah.
and how her being there and her thoughts opened up his worldview and let him like stop just intaking so much media and just like
it made him,
having him finally think for once in his life.
for once he stopped letting the implant, the feed, do all his thinking and his activities for him, and he stopped and really began to consider things. and live as his own person. And you realize, I think the beautiful tragedy of the entire piece is Titus is not a good person.
He's not.
He's obviously a shallow, inconsiderate, terrible person who doesn't understand other people's feelings to any degree. But you see through his interactions with Violet and the things he tries to fumble for, grasp for, that he's just barely getting conceptions of through his interactions with Violet and the few people that aren't completely rooted in their own asses. You see that he could have been someone great. He could have been a poet, an artist, a genius in his own right. He could have been a fantastic human being. But he was never given the tools, the ability to be better. So it lets you, as the reader, as the viewer, see that, well, Titus and all of his friends and all these other people were doomed from the start, in a way of speaking. I won't spoil the ending of the book. I think it's brilliant. I think you should read it. Get a cart, go to Miss Courier's room, and be like, hey, can I read this book?
Need to read Feed. Beautiful novel.
Tell her Ezekiel Nolan sent you, and she'll be like, oh, how's Zeke doing? And tell her, never mind that woman.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
And grab yourself a copy of Feed. Read that book cover to cover. It's a short read, a fantastic read.
Well, short read for Ezekiel, mind you. What is it, like 300 pages?
The longest book I've ever read in a day. I read a 600-page book in a single day once.
Yeah, but for like people like me, that takes a while.
Yeah.
What was it, like 250?
Feed was
Read?
only, I want to say 250, yeah.
250, which if you're like an actual reader or even a light reader, like you'll breeze through that. But
You'll
for
get
people
through
like
it,
me,
you'll get through it like anywhere between a couple days to a week. For the average person, I'd say 2 to 3.
but it's worth it.
It is.
It
It
is worth it.
absolutely is. I think the main draw that we got from it, or at least I did, is that for all the difficulties and the issues that arise in the book, you realize that it's because these people were never given the tools to be better. They were never given the right equipment to be better people, so they never could. It's a tragedy in its own right. But we do have those. I mean, we're living in a world that's 300, 400 years prior to the events of that. And we have every tool at our disposal to not let that happen. Be smarter, to be better, to be more emotionally intelligent and grounded. Say what we feel and mean it. So don't live constantly grounded in a present moment. Think about the future sometimes. Think about your past. And that book was so good.
It's beautiful. On a note like that, in English, for the past while, we've been focusing on juvenile delinquents who have been tried as adults. So people who like teens specifically, like more so, who commit violent crimes or just crimes in general, and then get tried as adults and incarcerated. Do you guys believe? Are you guys more of a nature or nurture believer?
I'm actually very glad you brought this up. Does anyone else want to go first? Because I feel like I've been talking for a while, and I'm sure someone else wants to. I'm sure the viewers want to hear someone else's voice for a minute.
I feel like for me, it's a bit of both.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, I think to some degree, because we're human, we're capable of violence. There's proof. There's proof out there. There's the wars. There's all these like horrific cases out there of people being capable of violence. But how that happens is the nurture part. The place that you grow up in, the people that you're around. It's that what causes people to unlock that in their brains. Be able to do those kinds of things,
Mhm.
you know?
So, do you believe that people are born inherently good, and then the nurture is the part that harnesses a sense of evil within a person?
Well, I wouldn't say good. I would say that you're just born. Period. You're just born, and then whatever
Is true.
is thrown at your way shapes you into what you are today.
Mhm.
And obviously, this is a flaw. I feel like to some degree there are exceptions. There's cases where people will have been given every opportunity to be good, and they just
Don't.
don't. There's exceptions to the rule, but I think generally, that
Yeah.
whole. What was I saying? Forgot, but it's like
Like nurturing.
yes,
and
the
sort of-
nurturing part. I feel like we're just born, and then whatever comes our way is what makes it happen.
You have any thoughts, Gabe?
I fully believe that the characteristics and virtues of an individual are purely shaped by their environment. I mean, I think because I'm doing the same thing in English, there's been cases where like this person has been given like their family situation isn't so bad.
Mhm.
They're being cared for. They have, they got stuff going on for them, right? But there's just something
Just something's
something
not
wrong
right.
with them. Something just not right in their heads that causes them to commit these horrific acts of crime, murdering people, stealing, and I don't really know why that could be the case. Um,
Well, I feel like you can't fathom that because you were never in that position to begin with. So of course it's like alien and inhumane to you, right?
yeah, it's weird because there have been um, multiple juveniles who did all these fucked up things, and it's like you look at um their background, like what they were working with, and it's like where did it all go wrong?
Yeah.
And I kind of wish the curriculum we're given kind of gave us more context on those things, because like there's got to be something that drove that 13-year-old kid to murder some old family.
I think
Um,
what the study of psychology, what it all really interests me because if you think about back to the nature versus nurture case, when you are born, every instinct and thought and urge that is ingrained in you, I mean genuinely ingrained, not something that you learn, things that you are born with in your brain, are all responses that were evolved over the course of hot topic issue, evolution versus
Didn't we?
design.
Didn't we
design.
evolutionize?
Say it's evolved, dude. But
5 on AP Psych, dude.
we everything that we have, I mean, talk about all the time, but things like stress. You develop stress in response to dangerous situations, like being hunted by a predator. Uh, your body reacts in certain ways to certain stimuli, because that's how the body was meant to react millions of years ago when it was still apish in form. So for the case of nature, I don't believe any human being is born either morally good or morally bad, because a moral standpoint is not something that is evolved naturally, it's something that is evolved from society. If our society viewed murder as an acceptable thing in certain cases, which you could argue that it does, in certain cases allow for murder, then none of us would think so differently about it. There's a certain amount of conditioning that comes with the society around us, and so for the nature argument, we are born with certain things. We're not born morally good or morally bad because moral standpoints are subjective. We are born with the five, and sometimes, as we are nurtured, as we grow up, what our body thinks we need to survive will rapidly vary. I mean, I have two siblings. We're all born in the exact same home. Besides, the obvious standouts, that is, perhaps certain mental things. I may have ADHD. My brothers may have autism, something like that. Besides actual differences in our brain chemistry. We were born under the same condition in the same household, and we're given the same chances. But how we face those things growing up completely altered us. I mean, I tried to mediate. Parents fought, and that's made me feel like more of a mediator now, and it's made me maybe a little more social. I've talked to my therapist extensively about this, but every little choice we make throughout our childhoods echoes upon us as we grow up. So, who we are now is a product of both the nature that we were born into, evolved through, and perhaps small differences in brain chemistry. There are some genuine psychopaths that can't feel empathy towards others, but those are outstanding cases usually. And most of the time, it is nurturing of our environment. I say nurture simply because it's the normal word used. Conditions of our environment, how we react to them, to develop certain responses.
I think that's why, wrapping this all back into the very beginning, I think that's why art itself is so important, because
Holy
it allows
shit.
us to
I know.
understand and view the world through
Holy
different.
shit.
See, wrapping that back into feed too,
Holy
and
He's a
see the
genius.
world through different perspectives, not only
Genius.
through the lens of
Kanye
other
West.
people, but through the lens of mediums that we can't even technically be. I think that utilizing art as a form of not only expression but of storytelling and just information, it is the prime example of how to not only inform but get people who would normally never understand your situation to place themselves in your shoes.
Oh yeah, and I feel like with that in mind, that applies to so many people. Also, like I'm thinking about it from like a queer perspective, right? Because
You just saw that. I saw the TV glow, and it's still burning in your
Oh
mind.
yeah.
that movie fucked me up. Oh my god. I watched it like on Monday. Like on a Monday. Watching it with I was in call with a few of my internet friends and I
Mhm.
was like, dude, I've been wanting to like watch this movie since like forever. This came out in like 2024. Like, I mean, I might as well, right? You guys want to watch it right now? And then my friends were like, fuck yeah, sure, right? And so imagine 3 non-binary people in a room
Watching I saw the TV glow. Yeah,
watching I Saw the TV Glow.
that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That's
I
it.
cried. But here's the thing, right? The message of the movie, even though it is like very like it's very obvious that it is, well, it's obvious to me. It's not obvious to some people. I've read comments and stuff and they didn't fucking get it.
Same thing with abstract art. The only people that will get it and will enjoy it are the people who are willing to work with it.
Yeah, no. But like it crushed the message literally destroyed me from the inside out. It's like someone took a shot, like red dot and everything, and instead of it aiming for my brain, it aimed for my heart. You know? I cried. So I had like I got off call and like I like laid down on my bed and stared at like the ceiling for like what felt like forever, right? Because I could have been like that. To be vague. Cuz like
I still need to see the movie, so you better not spoil
yeah,
that
no.
ending.
But even if it is from a trans perspective, it still applies to people. It still applies in a vacuum to
I
like
think that's what the best allegories can do.
yeah.
They can apply for anyone really, especially if it's allegories for oppressed groups or minorities. That even if there was a specific one in mind, or going to the opposite end of that, allegories for fascism or bigotry, they are written a direct view in mind, they can have a very profound effect on that certain group. But if they are written broadly, then and see this is the opposite of what I was saying earlier with how you write art for yourself and you don't make it for everyone. But sometimes an allegory, even if you intend it just for yourself.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like it's one of those cases in which they're so well written that it allows you, though, that it allows itself to go beyond just the initial group that you were just trying to target, and allows everybody to see a bit of themselves within it and further understand.
Right, and you know, I thought about this a bit earlier when we touched up upon it about like making art for everyone. My mind immediately goes to corpo shit.
Yeah,
Fucking corpus.
And you know-
the Google people and
The
Oh, man.
the fall of Rudiger Arrow to
Yeah.
a boring corporate aesthetic.
we're
of
up
today.
perks.
And you know what sucks about it?
The new
It works.
Yeah,
It fucking works. You know, there is this
Firefox.
the minimalization.
in 2008 or 9, I think, there was a document that was published about the Pepsi logo change and how
I saw that.
it goes in like extreme depth into how this will apply to children, to middle-aged fathers, etc., etc., etc. We're gonna make Pepsi for fucking everyone. And you know what? People drink Pepsi. It's everywhere. It works to some degree, even though we talk about it in like, you know, we condemn it because we're aware. But it's still, to people who don't want to see the bigger picture, absolute slop like that works on anyone.
Convenience, speed, ease of access. Make it for everyone, so no one can be excluded by it. It sucks. It's terrible. We are slowly being consumed in a convenient society that is convenient for no one. But every year they streamline the product more and more. Look at cars. Look at anything. Look at the buildings that fast food chains now exist in. Every single year, design falls more and more. I mean, the reason fast food chains all look the same now, they don't have any unique designs on them, is because if the place goes bust, then it's far easier for them to do a quick turnaround than if they had some iconic, distinct visual. The reason cars just keep getting more and more boring to look at, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people like the look of sleek modern cars, but if I see one more Cybertruck on the road, I'm going to veer
kill
into a
someone.
tree. Slowly, we are experiencing a death by convenience. Every time I see, sometimes I just have to refresh myself by looking at like Gothic chapels, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
You should see the one in Germany. I forget which part of it.
I know exactly what you're talking about already.
I've been there.
Please read feed.
Please read feed. Here, we're getting close to the end, I feel. I'm looking at our runtime now. Let's do a quick shout out
You like
section.
cheeseburgers?
I do.
You know,
A man of little words, but many wisdom.
much wisdom.
Many wisdom, bro.
So wisdom.
So
Such
wisdom.
wow.
Let's do a quick shout out section. I'll begin first because I've been thinking about this for a while. I mentioned earlier that I wrote a play yesterday. That show will be in April, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, end of April.
Yeah, end of April.
So come see the Clovis East Senior show, A Murder at Chekhov's Manor. I wrote it. I'll be directing the main performance. Others are doing a number of variety pieces. There's going to be a brilliant cast of actors, though at the moment of recording, we haven't casted it yet.
We have no idea.
But
But it will be great.
it will be great. Sure that.
I will make sure.
So you better all come see it, because this is my baby. This is all of our babies. We have fused our wombs to create one super baby.
Super big.
And
Yeah.
it will take over the world. Stand aside, Lin-Manuel.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got this one.
I thought you were gonna
That's
say
Zeke.
so. I thought
No,
you were.
no, that's what Zeke is saying.
Shout outs?
This isn't that one. Shout out to Finest at Freddy's.
Ooh. Do you wanna shout out your art account again?
I already did it.
We'll put it in
Do
the,
it again.
We'll put it in the bio.
Oh, at Holic Nico, Nicho, at Instagram.com. But like,
Repetition is how you drill things into people.
that is true.
If they're midway through the video and you say that, they probably won't pause the video to go do it. But if you say it at the very end, they'll be like, "Oh, it's fresh on my mind. I might as well."
That's Corpo.
So
That's
everyone,
Corpo.
That's Corpo.
And it works.
That is a
and it works.
streamlined
It works on
design.
people like you.
This podcast is just like art because every episode is different and means something else to someone else. And this episode was a lot of philosophy and talking about art and literature and amazing things.
I think it was great.
And the episode with Jonathan Silva was just
oh man,
straight
this is the same podcast.
homoerotica. Yeah,
This is the
we had the
same
same
podcast.
people that did that episode.
I didn't get to talk about the commission.
Yes,
That's yeah.
Holic is creating KBW logo and banner.
Yeah, this is one of our employees.
This is
Yes.
an employee.
This is
secret.
actually
Might drop. It's
you know
dropping.
every time we've pointed past the camera and
And
said
went, production.
production crew. It's actually
Holic was not there,
it's
but
but
Holic was at home working.
spiritually it was Oliver.
Who is Oliver?
Who's Oliver?
I don't even
Who
know.
the-
You know that's
Who the
crazy.
fuck is
Okay,
Oliver?
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Listen.
You sold it, dude.
'cause I
You
was
sold
gonna
it.
say-
You sold it.
I was gonna say, spiritually, it's Holic Oliquiano and Logan Dolliver. I was gonna say,
Oh my god, the fecal
I
phantom.
was-
The fecal phantom
I was gonna
on the
say-
episode that will never air.
I almost said Oliver,
Never air.
Oliver and Loquiano.
That's wild. Wait.
But yes. Logan Dolliver and Holic Oliquiano.
Yep.
That's another shout out. Gabe, you have a shout out for us?
Shout out cheeseburgers and the Mexicans.
Do you like your cheeseburgers with like
Nice.
lettuce and tomatoes?
Yeah, everything on.
Everything?
Everything.
Even philosophy
How do you like your Mexicans?
and feed?
Except for the philosophy. I just kind of want to eat my burger,
Corpo bullshit.
Corpo.
Gabriel, how do you like your
Wow.
Mexicans?
Corpo?
Don't describe me. Don't describe me. Don't describe me.
Hey, well, he said don't
I
describe
like
them,
them real big and juicy.
Shout out Strawberry Soju.
Wait.
Shout out
That's-
Strawberry Soju.
My
Oh,
girlfriend's in
that's-
that band.
That's true. Wait.
We're filming this on Valentine's Day. So
Can we take another hit?
yes. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my god.
God.
Y'all don't understand.
Oh
Y'all don't
my.
understand the effect this had on guys and dolls.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
Vix. This thing. All right. This is an elixir.
Shout out to Vapor Rub.
Shout out to Vapor Rub.
Shout out to
Not
Vapor
sponsored,
Rub,
by the way.
baby.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
Oh man. So good.
Can we make a baseline beat?
I'm gonna
For,
expel
bass
all my
drum?
oxygen so I can take the deepest whiff possible.
I thought of a different brand. Sorry. Can we think of a Vapor Rub beat?
No, that's the right brand, Gabe.
Oh, is it?
You mean Vaseline?
Oh, is that how it's pronounced?
Vaseline.
You said.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
so
I don't mean to
sorry,
make fun of you,
everyone.
Gabe.
Did you say
You've had a couple of these.
Yeah,
I think they're. Oh no. I think they're really amusing.
thanks. Can we make a beat for?
It was
for
Vaseline.
baseline?
Well, that's what my mom calls it. So
Do you think?
Well,
Well, your
He has an excuse.
know.
Do you think this will pick up?
Your mom's a lovely lady.
Wait.
I love her.
Maybe.
Great.
if you point it towards, yeah.
okay, I need some instruments in here. Wait, what do you say, Vaseline?
Yeah, Vaseline.
Okay, that's good.
Dude, I fucked up.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Point your mic toward
Here we go.
Vaseline.
Oh, baby, you're. Okay, we're going a bit off time. It's okay.
Vaseline.
Oh, baby, your Vaseline.
This is Vapo Rub.
Okay. I was getting really worried as I went on that I would forget what my lyric was, even though it was just 2 words.
Nice,
Over.
nice.
Right.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
If you liked that, you'll love strawberry soju because
Yeah, I know. That's like basically the same thing.
I just realized
Yes,
there's one question I haven't asked.
you're right.
Holic? Nicholas?
Is that a leak? Is
Oliquiano.
that a leak?
What is your favorite deviant fetish?
So what defines deviant?
Normally, I would pose this as a fetish that would stand outside your normal reasoning and disgust you. But you're asexual, so I'd imagine any fetish disgusts you to a certain extent. So I'm going to say more so an uncommon and societally uncomfortable fetish.
That is your favorite.
That is your favorite. Not the one you enjoy partaking in, but the one that you think is the funniest or that you personally take as your favorite.
You know what? Since our whole episode today has been pretty like philosophical, I'll take this philosophical, right? I think the concept of age regression is so interesting because
This might be the best answer to the question.
because that's so tragic.
That is horrible. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, no,
genuinely
that's a disgusting fetish, and I haven't even thought of it. Wow.
you have to go through so much.
I saw Mr. Hands for the first time this week. That was
I
pretty bad
I
one.
didn't want
We're
that
not-
to
we
be
can't get
mentioned
into that,
today.
dude.
Sorry.
I didn't want that to be mentioned today because you told me about it. The age regression is so tragic to me in the sense where it's like you had to go through so much in your childhood for that to just be taken away from you, where the only way where you can re-experience it is through something inherently sexual. And I think that is so fucked up.
Okay, so Holic's favorite deviant fetish is age regression.
It is
In a concept.
in a concept form.
Diapers and shit, dude.
Big
hell no.
bellies.
All right.
All right, guys.
Let's do our little
Yeah.
Let's do our outro.
outro.
Oh, we
wave.
do an outro?
Here, wait.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
We did a noise for the wave earlier. I feel like our audio listeners have been missing out on a whole dynamic of this pod.
Yeah.
So, everyone, put your hands together, and I want you all, unprompted, unpracticed, to make the noise you think fits your hand wave. All right.
All at the same time.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in this
We're
week
gonna-
on Knuckle Bandwidth.
Brofist.
Real fist.
Oh, he ate his hand. He ate his hand. He ate
Hell,
his hand.
hell no.
I guess thank you for tuning in
This
this
game's
week.
favorite is
We will
war.
see you next week for
It's
the
true.
final episode.
It's not.
It is.
It is.
Okay, well,
We'll see you next week for the final episode of Knuckle Week, but not the
Final.
final episode of Knuckle Bandwidth.
No,
We'll be
no,
around
we're
for
not
a
going
while.
anywhere. You guys are
But
staying
except
with
me.
us.
The final fatal guest will arrive.
Hopefully,
A man
please.
unparalleled
Oh, truly.
in strength, power, prestige, and dare I say infamy.
You guys want to take another
They're
hit?
great.
Yes, one more hit before we turn off the cameras.
Okay.
Give everyone this. Everyone, put your mics close so they can hear us take one
Okay.
big whiff.
Wait, okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
This is someone's
There you go.
deviant fetish. They're going nuts.
Oh, hell no.
Yes. Oh, it got him. It got him. It got him.
Oh, he overdosed.
Ah,
Well, greening out. What would this be?
whiting out.
Whiting out.
That's already a term, bro. It'd be vaping out.
Let's
Peace out. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Love you guys.
Come in next week. All right. See you. See you guys. Wow, it really got him.
Yeah.
They got him.
I got him.
See you guys.
Vaping out, bro.
I accidentally started streaming.